highly anticipated immigration crackdown now underway here in Southeast Louisiana, with many agents already seen in our communities, also in front of shopping centers.
That's right. It's being called Operation Catahoula Crunch.
WDSU reporter Alyssa Gomez is live with new video showing the presence of this stepped up enforcement across Southeast Louisiana. Alyssa.
The Department of Homeland Security says that Operation Catahoula Crunch begins today. They say that this operation is intended to target illegal immigrants with a criminal history. Now, as this operation got underway today, many of you sent us videos showing federal agents across Southeast Louisiana. This is video recorded in Laplace that shows federal agents outside of a Home Depot. Witnesses say that at least one person was taken into custody. And we have reached out to DHS to see what specific agency was involved and had not heard back. Another video from a neighborhood in Kenner appears to show several federal agents arresting someone and putting them in the back of an SUV while telling bystanders that are recording to back up. We reached out to Kenner police to see if they were involved. They say that federal agents have not reached out for their assistance just yet, but if needed, they will be on standby. For now, Kenner police says that lawfully abiding citizens shouldn't worry, but a local immigration attorney says otherwise.
I would say if they haven't done anything wrong, they have anything to be concerned about. I don't know what this federal mission is, so I would just ask people to disengage from social media, get your news from credible sources, because there's a lot of fear mongering on social media, a lot of clickbait.
We're seeing just normal, everyday people, the type of people that I talked to you about earlier that are getting detained. Those are the people that are getting up and going to work every day for construction companies in the area, for hospitality industries in the area.
And with this operation, 250 federal Border Patrol agents are expected in the area and in Mississippi. Immigration advocates, business leaders, and local community organizations are now prepping people that are in fear as these operations ramp up. I'm going to toss it over to WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor, who's on the West Bank. And Shay, people are already trying to prepare those that are fearful for these operations to begin.
Alyssa, already an increased presence from New Orleans to here in Jefferson Parish. In fact, we're here outside of the Winn-Dixie along West Bank Expressway after hearing about reports of there being Border Patrol agents in this area. Now, on your screen right now, some video that we were able to obtain for you that pretty much comes from business owners along Williams Boulevard. They say Border Patrol agents visited their businesses today. One local, the local impact is clear, and it's only day one. Now, that's why Hispanic-led groups are warning people of what to do if they see these Border Patrol agents. Advocates are also sharing hot spots to avoid and finding ways to keep the community working together. People like Tucker Mendoza, for instance, are handing out whistles to hospitality workers. The goal, to alert others if they see agents or a raid happening.
I think that it's an important way for people to link it together by hearing the whistle, blow the whistle. The concept is if you see them, blow the whistle. That's as simple as it is. Let everybody know that they're in your neighborhood, that they're in the vicinity. It's a way of it's a warning sign. It's to let people know to protect themselves.
Mendoza tells me that he's already handed out about 350 of those whistles to Hispanics who work within the service industry in New Orleans. He also ordered more. Also, we're hearing that many people who work within hospitality and construction did not show up to work today. I'll have much more on this at 5 and 6. Reporting live from the West Bank, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
All right, Jay, thank you. With everything that's going on, tomorrow, the St. Charles Center for Faith in Action will lead a prayer vigil for those affected. That event taking place at 7100 St. Charles Avenue. It starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. The gathering will include shared prayers, brief reflections from faith leaders. The center will not be recommending attendance for any immigrants who may be affected by all of this, as public participation could pose a risk. We'll be following up on this immigration operation in the days and weeks to come. To read more about what we know about Catahoula Crunch, the operation, stay with us on air and online at WDSU.com.